Ciao a tutti! Hi everybody! How are you all doing? I hope everything is okay. I know I said my next voiceover video about Circus Diabolique was supposed to be in Italian, but bear with me here. This thing happened so rapidly, I just had to talk about it. Therefore, I kindly ask you to stick with me, cause I'll be doing some important questions to you guys at the end of the video. So, if you follow my Instagram, you've most certainly noticed that something has changed. What exactly happened to Circus Diabolique's art style? How comes I was able to change it so much in such little time? I'll try to explain it as clear as possible. You see, I do have my own signature style, which formed by fusing all of my favorite artists' styles into one. Now, if the youngers among you are thinking this is copying, I want to reassure you, it is completely normal to have reference artists. Think of it as the kid who looks up to the adult in order to grow at their very best. So, my art style was okay in theory, at least I'm quite happy with it. But the story with Circus Diabolique is a little different since it wants to be a specific tribute to the Disney movies from the 90s. I wrote the story trying to successfully replicate all the tropes typical of those films. At least this is what people who have read the script I had told me. So story was pretty Disney-ish. And the art style? My own art style already has a lot of Disney influences, since I always found that style to be quite appealing. But it's not the only one that catch my eye during the years. I had a lot of different animators who influenced my style. Some of them are not Disney at all. Just to give you a name, Rebecca Sugar. Plus, I tend to enjoy all Disney movies from the very first to the very last, artistically speaking. So what I started to notice was that when people came to comment on the Circus Diabolique's drawings, they often said, "Oh, this reminds me of Don Bluth," or "This is just like what a Warner Bros. Animated movie would be." And also, "Your art style reminds me of Pipsy Pop," which, I mean, I love Pipsy as an artist and I admire her work, but I personally think me and her are nothing alike. Of course, there's nothing wrong if my own style reminds you of the Animaniacs, All Dogs Go to Heaven, or Hazbin Hotel. But since this wasn't Circus Diabolique's goal, I had to do something. So what to do in order to shift the art style of this project into the golden age of Disney animation? The answer was quite simple. Taking one single reference artist who made the difference back then. Specifically, Glen Keane. And also minor artists that took from him way better than me. You see, Glen Keane already had a place among my reference artists. For example, I took from him the generic eye shape he gives to his characters. But I never looked too deeply into his filmography. Looks like Glen is a veteran when it comes to Disney movies, but it was only during the end of the 80s, beginning of the 90s that his art style started to take over the actual Disney studios. So the thing I am trying to do now with Circus Diabolique is I can't lose my own touch in the drawings, and that's okay, but I want to give you the impression that Glen Keane might have worked on this project if it was an actual Disney movie. In fact, what I love about the artists that look up to our friend Glen the most is that they sure look like him, but you can tell they're not. All of those people have different techniques and influences. Just to name a few amazing people from the web, there are Ezzymoneyface, Gravityne, and Nicola Sammarco. They clearly all have Glenkin as a starter, and the vibe of their drawings is exactly the impression that he might have worked on their project, but still they keep their identity as individual artists. And so I started to study Glenkin better. I tried to think like he would, looking at how his pencil flows, how he draws lines, how he does character design, all the movie he worked on where his style showed the most, in a few words, everything he does. Then I thought that placing Circus Diabolique in a fictional release date would have helped me to visualize the final style even better. I was born in 1992, and in that date, Aladdin was released. Perfect, now I have my reference artist from the 90s and a reference movie from the 90s. So at the moment, Circus Diabolique's art style is at this point. You'll see it better at the end of the video. It was really hard for me to change my characters' faces into a different style, but it was worth it. But what do you guys think? Am I being successful? Does this new style scream Disney from the 90s now? Let me know in the comments. Your feedback is vital to make me improve as an artist and to make this project shine at its best. Thank you so much for watching and listening. As always, if you'd like to support me, comment, like and subscribe. And if you found this video entertaining, share it with your friends. See you next Saturday, my dears. Mwah! Bye bye!